Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today we are making up some chicken fried steak. I so did not want to make this, but Curtis has been wanting it, so I'm doing it. And it is like so hot in my kitchen right now, so I am not making homemade gravy today, guys. It's all about the chicken fried steak. You can definitely make your own up or use the package. That's what I'm going to be using, but I want to show y'all how I do my chicken fried steak. Now here I have 4 cube steaks, and you can see here I already pounded it out. Now if you have a meat mallet, oh, and everything you need will be in the description. I got tenderized cube steaks. Now as we know, these cube steaks are never tender enough, so I use my serrated knife and I just chop it really well, long as you're not splitting it in two. But I mean, keep going at this. You want to really tenderize this, because if you just whack it a few times, it ain't gonna work, because you're gonna have a tough steak. So just keep going at it till you pound it out at least a quarter of an inch thin, because you want this really thin, because we're gonna be battering that. But I already got all those whacked pretty good, so let's go ahead and get our buttermilk. Let me get this steak out of the way, and I have 4 of those. They're medium size. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my egg in here. This is good eating right here. This is what you call southern eating, right, Curtis?
Yep.
And I'm gonna put me a couple of cups of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use a cup of milk to 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So that'll be 2 cups of whole fat milk and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. But I do have some buttermilk. Here you go, Mr. Curtis. You can put that away for Mama. And just get that egg beaten in there. Get it all beaten up. And we're going to go ahead and get our where's my pan? Okay, that one there. Because after I bread these, I want to set them on a cooling rack. That way they can dry up a little bit, and that gives better crunch and helps that flour adhere to the steak without it all falling off. So that's an important step. And make sure your steaks are at room temperature. That way they cook evenly. Okay. Wipe that off there. Okay. Let me get my cooling rack here. Curtis, can you get that other one off there? He's desperately waiting to eat, y'all. My baby's hungry. I call her my baby.
I'm 20.
Well, you're fixing to be 21. Can you move that for me there?
Yes, ma'am.
He's still my baby. I know a lot of you mamas out there know exactly what I'm talking about. I got my other boy that's 32, and he's still my baby. My oldest. Now I need my flour. And I need you to hand me that seasoning there, Curtis. Y'all see that? With my same whisk here, I'm going to put in my seasoning and my flour. And as I stated, everything you need for this is in the description. So while we dredge these here, and we are allowing them to set on the cooling rack, it's just a rack, and I put it over my old baking sheet. What I was saying was, as we're waiting for these to set for at least 10 minutes, you can kind of bring your oil up to temperature, medium high. You don't want to put your steaks in at least 340 to 350 Fahrenheit. Fry these steaks a couple of minutes on each side. You want to cook them fast. You don't want them absorbing a lot of grease and so you do want to fry these fast. This one here is pretty big. So what we're going to do first is dredge it in our flour.
I called dibs on this one.
Oh, you call dibs on this because it's the biggest
Yep.
one. Uh-huh. That's my boy. And then we'll go in our wet and make sure every little piece is coated. Now this egg has more to stick to in that buttermilk. Make sure it's all over it. All right. Let that drip off. Get some of that off there. You don't want a whole lot left on there. Don't want it that wet. Okay. Now this is important. Get that flour patted into that steak. And I'm going to set this on the cooling rack. I'm going to get them all breaded up. Let them set for about 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll get them in some hot oil. See there? Let me show y'all there. I don't know if they can see that. But anyway, you get the idea. It's all nicely coated with that flour. And we'll be back. You know, guys, Curtis called that one steak, well, he's getting the worst one because I seen my Worcestershire sauce there and my seasoning salt, and I forgot to season his steak. So just lightly with some seasoning salt. I like to use Larry's and just a few drops of the Worcestershire sauce, and then just do what I just did. Dip it in your flour, your egg, your flour. But get that salted with your seasoning salt and your Worcestershire sauce. All right. Okay, guys, I got my oil hot. Use a large pan. I usually use my cast iron, but I don't need no more hotness going on in my kitchen right now. But use a large frying pan and just fill it halfway up with oil and get it pretty hot, as I said. And look, you can see my oil moving because of my fan. See it wiggling? Okay. And I'm just using canola. Use your choice of oil. And we'll get these in. See, these got nice and dried by sitting there. Drop it away from you. Because this, like I said, don't overcrowd your pan. And if you're going to cook these maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And if you see they're browning too fast, by all means, flip them. You already smell them spices. Boy, that smells good. But we're going to let these cook a few minutes, then we'll get them flipped, guys. Okay, guys, I got those flipped after 2 minutes. Now we're going another 2 minutes on the other side. Don't those look pretty? Okay, my friends, there's the chicken fried steak, and I have my oldest here. Curtis thought he was getting the first one, but he wanted the seasoned one, or the unseasoned one, so he can't have the one I plated. This belongs to my other boy. So Ryan's going to come in and test it. Come on over here, Ryan.
That's ready?
You want to cut it?
Yeah.
Listen here, guys. It's nice and crunchy. For some reason, it looks darker on camera than it does here. It's a nice golden brown. Go ahead and cut that, Ryan. Let them hear that crunch. See if that's tender and...
Mm-hmm.
Is it tender? Nice and tender?
Yeah, good. Pretty good.
Yummy, yummy. But we're going to eat, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're not subscribed, get yourself subscribed to... I just hit the 49,000 mark on subscribers. Yay, me. So we're just waiting on that another 1,000, and we'll be doing that giveaway, but you got to be subscribed. So make you up some chicken fried steak. Stay cool, guys, and God bless. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.